Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'm just going to show you a quick way to remove the shine from glossy magazine pages and book pages such as this one. So this is my wine book I bought many years ago, never read it, so it's coming used for my junk journaling. As you can see, I've used some of the pages already, but you can see the pages are quite glossy. As you can see the sheen there, they're quite glossy and shiny, so the way to remove that to aid the pages. And also with this old car magazine, again, it's got the glossy pages, so I'm going to show you a couple of ways to get rid of the gloss on those pages. Now I know some people like to use gesso and Podge, but I like to keep it quite inexpensive, so I'll just show you the method that I use. So this is the page from the wine book. That's the original page. It's a nice big picture of wine bottles. So this is the original page. That's what it looks like. You can just see a reflection of the light there on the page. Excuse me. And this is how I kind of reduce that. So the first method I used was to just simply crumple the pages up, then open it and crumple it again. And the second method was to use a sanding block. These are quite cheap. I got this from I think it's B&M stores if you're in the UK, and I think you get about 3, 4, 8, 9 pence or something like that. So I'll just show you how I did it. So the first method is the really easy one, is just simply getting the page and just crumpling it up. So that's all you do, you just crumple it up as small as you can. Hand it up and then crumple it again. And this is a great way of getting rid of your frustration if somebody's annoyed you and made you mad. Great stress reliever this is. So all you do is just crumple it up as small as you can, as many times as you can, until you've got the effect that you want. So this is the third time. And whilst you're doing that as well, it also helps to soften the paper. I know there's other methods you can use. Some people use, is it hand cream or something like that, or glycerine to soften the paper. But I find that if you just crumple it a few times, then that does soften the paper as well. So there, that's beautifully aged, I think. A few more times, or one more time. And just keep doing that over and over as many times as you want until you've got the effect that you want. So that's, I like that page. So you can see it's kind of broken the sort of ink on the top of the page. So that's what it looks, that's the original. And that's after you've crumpled it 3 or 4 times. And I really like that because, as I say, it softens the paper and makes it look really old and battered and bruised. And the other method is this is the method with the sanding block. Now if you look closely, because I've sanded it on this cutting mat, you can probably see there's little lines of the cutting mat on there. So I quite like that detail. But if you don't want that detail, then obviously you would do it on something a bit plain. So I'll just move that mat out of the way and I'll do it on the table. Sorry for the camera shaking. Try not to make it shake. So you just use your sanding block. You probably use a piece of sanding paper, an emery board, and just go around it in a circular motion until you get the effect that you want. Look, you can see all the ink is actually coming off the page there. I have to clean that up after. So just keep going round and round and do it as many times as you like. So I'm going to put my mat back on there because it's actually staining my table, which I don't want. And again, if you do get the lines coming through, then you just turn it around so it's not so obvious. So you just sand it as much or as little as you want. And that gets rid of most of the shine. Now, I've just thought of this. I'm going to see what happens if I sand it and crumple it at the same time to see what happens. So this is just a light bulb moment. Let's see what happens. So this is sanded and crumpled. Let's see if it makes any difference at all. So how's everybody's day? I'm in the UK. It's a Saturday. Quite dull. I'm in the Midlands, in the West Midlands, and we have thunderstorms predicted for today. But at the moment, it's quite cloudy. Brightened up a teeny weeny bit. I'm in my bedroom. I've got about 5 lights on, so you can actually see what I'm doing. That's how dull and dark it is. So this is a sanded and crumpled. So let's see how that looks. So this is a sanded and crumpled page, and this is just a crumpled page. So if you sand it and crumple it, you get an even better sort of worn effect. So that's sanded and crumpled. That's just crumpled, and that's sanded. So yeah, I think my favourite is actually the sanded and crumpled because that looks really old. So that's how you do that with the pages from a glossy book. So let's try it with a magazine. So this is my old magazine, 2016 car magazine. So I'll just show you the original pages first. So these are the original pages. As you can see, typical glossy magazine page. So this is the crumpled one. I think I could probably do with a bit more crumpling. So that's crumpled, and this is just simply sanded. So you can see the difference there. So that's the original one, and that's a crumpled one. And here we go. This is the original, and this is a sanded. So again, like we did before, this is just for the magazine page. All we're going to do is just crumple it up. Because this is the magazine page, it is a bit easier to crumple than a book page. And let's do it again. And I will warn you that while you're doing this, you will get sort of ink residue on your hands. So make sure you wash your hands afterwards. Don't leave inky fingerprints everywhere. There we go. And again, with the magazine page, that does have the effect of actually softening the page to make it easier to use. So it almost comes out a bit like fabric. So this is the original one. So I'm just going to sand this one to make it look like one, and then I'm going to crumple it as well. Again, I apologise for the table shaking. And as I said before, you can use a sanding block, or you can use sandpaper, or if you've got an emery board, you can probably use that. And I find this is a very quick and easy way of sort of aiding your pages. Like I said, some people use gesso. I've never used it, but I'm assuming you'd have to wait for it to dry. And I like to keep my hobbies quite inexpensive. I don't know how much gesso is, but that would be another resource that I'd have to purchase. And as I do this as a hobby, I'm not professional. I think that's, it's not really an investment I want to make, but obviously it's up to you if you want to do that. And I think some people use Mod Podge as well. Again, that's an investment I don't want to make, as this is just a little hobby for me. But it's up to you. But I find this is much quicker and easier. You don't have to wait for anything to dry. You get the result almost instantly. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat again. There we go. Now, so I'm turning this round around because I don't want there to be any marks. I don't think, like with the previous one, that you could see the lines from the cutting mat actually on the item, but because this is paper, it's a bit thinner. I don't think that's an issue here. So this is the one that's sanded. So I think I've sanded it slightly more than this one. So let's see what happens when we sand this one and crumple it as well. Let's see what effect we get. I really like that sanded and crumpled effect. And I literally just thought of it while I was doing this. While I was doing this video. I've never tried it before. But, you know, hey ho, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And it's only paper. It went terribly wrong, you know. It's only paper. Pop it in the bin and start again. I really like that one. Yes, I really like this sanded and crumpled effect. That makes it look really, really old. That's absolutely beautiful. So, so this is the magazine. So just have a recap. This is the magazine page. So this is the page that's just been sanded. I like that effect. I like that you can see the sort of little sand marks on it. These are the ones that have just been crumpled. And this is the one that's been sanded and crumpled. So you can see the different effects there. I'll get rid of that one. So sanded, crumpled. Sorry, out of shot. So we've got sanded, crumpled, and sanded and crumpled. And this is my favourite one. So that's a magazine page. And the book pages, we have sanded, we have crumpled, and we have sanded and crumpled. So there you go. So let me know in the comments which is your favourite. I like the sanded and crumpled ones personally. I think they look really, really battered and bruised, and that's the effect that I would like to have in my junk journals, but it's up to you. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.